Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here. This time reviewing on Sonic the Hedgehog, Fang the Hunter, issue number 2. Now as you know, the Fang the Hunter series is meant to feature Fang, Bean, and Burke trying to find the so-called 8th Chaos Emerald, and of course, due to this being Fang seeing things like a golden ticket or a big opportunity, it ends up putting himself and others in danger without realizing the consequences. So the cover mainly has, classic Knuckles and Fang duking it out, while a giant egg flea is hovering above them. And let's get on with the story. It starts off how, in Mushroom Hill Zone, we see Fang going, "Oh, no, no, no! I came here down to hunt Knuckles. Instead, he's hunting me!" And he even realizes that obviously his teammates have been captured and that he needs to think smart, so of course ends up to Sandopolis, which is another part of Angel Island, and we see how he wonders what kind of goodies he can find, but of course has to focus on finding the 8th Chaos Emerald, and says, "If I were him, I'd take the high ground. Watch from my approach as I try to avoid pitfalls and traps. Time to avert some expeditions." So of course, heads under to where the kind of ruins in that are, finds Knuckles, tries to get his attention, but of course uses his motorcycle to basically make him lose his guard and throws him down into the sandy pit. And of course, we see how he tries to investigate further far and says, "Not bad, Knuckles, on to round 2. And we see how, meanwhile, at the sea areas, we see how Sonic and Tails take the tornado and sees that Eggman's ship is basically flying to where they are, monitoring to where it's going to be, but of course manages to disappear, and Sonic mainly says, "How is that fair? How do you move that much mass like that? There wasn't even a displacement." So of course, Tails managed to analyze the scanner from his data and can analyze to see what's really going on. And we see how in Sandopolis, we see how the ghosts are trying to take on Fang the Hunter. Knuckles mainly glides down, and they mainly still duke out, each punching blows and hit. And we see how, Bean and Burke say, "Hooray! He found us! Hooray! He found us!" And of course, we also see how Knuckles mainly takes down Fang using his motorcycle to save Bean and Burke, and Knuckles saying, "It's over, for you." And we see how Fang talks about the 8th Chaos Emerald, and like how Knuckles is thinking, "Wait, that can't be 8, and then realizes the Master Emerald, and points out that the Master Emerald is the 8th Chaos Emerald, but Fang is still firm in his beliefs, and believes that there is an 8th Chaos Emerald, and even Knuckles knows this is full of bull, and even points out it's just a folklore, nothing more, and tells them to get off his island. And right away, we do see how Bean and Burke do have mixed feelings, and Fang basically threatening to drop them into the sea if they won't work with him. So of course, still stays with him and decides to find a tropical area where the 8th Chaos Emerald could be. Turns out it was Eggman territory some time ago, but we see how, due to it being dilapidated, it has kind of left Bean and Burke unable to see it in a positive light. But we see how Fang wants to try and save his motorcycle, and right away Bean and Burke know that Fang's just kind of using them to get what they want. But we see how he still wants to keep true to his word. And right away, going into the computer room, even Bean and Burke know that Fang's just lost all sense of reason and is so focused that he doesn't know they are going to be drowning to death, but have to try and save whatever they can. But right away, they do get saved by Dr. Eggman, who mainly rescues them and saying, "What are you three doing in my territory?" "Hooray, we've been rescued." "Hi Doc, fancy meeting you here." And yeah, the next issue leading up to issue 3. And I think this one is kind of okay. I think it's doing nothing really big and dramatic. It's just another story leading up to another story, and just showing this deluded side to Fang the Hunter, showing how he's so desperate to find this so-called 8th emerald that he doesn't pay attention to what his friends are trying to tell him, as well as Sonic and Knuckles. I think it's an okay story. It's nothing leading to anything big or massive, so it still deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.